Hey y'all. Had a crazy weekend. Forgive me if I look swollen in my face. I been crying all day yesterday. One reason was because it's my mom's death anniversary. It's actually today, but I went to the cemetery yesterday. And it's 8 years and it still hits hard. I don't care what nobody say. The parents' death is crazy, and the mother's death is worse. It's a whole different type of pain. So yesterday I was just crying because I'm looking at my mom in the ground, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to visit my mom in the ground. She should be with me during this holiday season and just hanging out, you know. But no, I gotta visit her in the ground. So then I'm on my way from the cemetery, and lo and behold, a very, very close cousin of mine's passed away. He had been suffering with cancer, and yeah, he left. He left. He left. Yep. Sorry, guys. I'm frustrated because he left. And I know how to deal with death, you know. Spiritually speaking, death is inevitable. I have my moments where I'm frustrated about it, right? But there are all different levels of pain for death. And my battle and beast that I deal with is death from cancer, because my dad was taken from this world via cancer, and I watched him deteriorate. Thank God my mom did not have cancer, but she had every type of major organ failure there is. But still, you know. And then my cousin had cancer. And I remember telling him, his name is Cougley. I remember telling him when he first told me he had cancer. Now, my cousin's close. Like, I don't give out money to anybody, right? I don't, you know, I'm tight-fisted when it comes to certain things. I'll give if I got it to give. I shouldn't say I'm tight-fisted because I'm nowhere near tight-fisted, but when it comes to my finances, I don't play. I don't give out money to anybody. For me to give out money to you and say don't even worry about it, that's the only cousin I did that with. That says a lot. That says a lot. That was a very close cousin of mine, to the point where I call him Big Bro. I ain't even call him cuz. I said Big Bro. Now everybody's saying Big Bro, whatever. But I remember telling him, I was like, when he first told me, I was like, man, cuz, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I hate cancer. I don't know what to tell you. I have nothing good to say about cancer. And I was like, I know I probably should be the one telling you, you know, amen, God is good. Yeah, he's good, but I hate cancer. And honestly, I didn't, and I don't believe. Well, I have seen one person with stage 4 cancer that God is preserving the life of right now. And this girl has had, I think, stage 4 cancer 7 years, she said on her page. she's my hero. She's my shero. And outside of that, I'm just like, you're gonna die. Like, I know that may sound evil, but I haven't seen anything other than that outside of that one sister. And I didn't even know it was that bad. Like, I knew it was getting to the point with Cougley where it was like, you know, it's tough. But the way he left, I wasn't ready. You never ready, right? You never ready, but he left. Yeah, I don't want him in pain. I'm like, amen. Don't be in pain, right? I feel like you left me because I feel like you abandoned me. It was me, him, and my uncle. We became like a tightly knit circle for a minute. And he would call and check up on me. Only one out the family that would do that besides my cousin Batman. My cousin Batman used to do that, and Ted used to do that. And just randomly, how you doing? How you doing? Checking up on Chico's daughter. And we built friendships and tightly knit familyhood from that, right? But Cougley, he was more recent. Like, what the? Oh my God, this car in front of me is. Oh God. Cougley was a big bro. Big bro. So, I honor Cougley today, and I dare not say that RIP in front of his name. I can't even say it. I can't. I won't. I'm so selfish. Call me stupid, crazy, whatever. I'm not finna say that, and I can't believe I gotta put this man or watch this man be put in the ground. And listen, the keto went out the door yesterday. It's like I ate everything I could. I was grieve eating. And I wasn't even ready for that. You know, usually like, you got a cheat day. No. I did more than cheat. Like, I did everything anti-keto yesterday. Right before that news and, you know, the cemetery visit, I had a pretty nice, decent weekend, I guess. But Sunday rocked my world. I was crying from seeing my mom. I mean, crying, like all over again, crying. But I needed to do that. Because when people don't let their grief out properly, ooh, it shows up in ugly forms. It really does. It's like, Lord have mercy. So, it's sad. I'm hurt. I'm looking at my auntie and I'm like, God, I know exactly what she finna go through. In the beginning, because don't nobody know what cancer's like they don't know how it strikes, how bad it strikes until it hits a parent or a child. It's a whole different type of pain. And for me, it was my dad, which Cougley is my cousin off my dad's side. So me and him used to always talk about my dad. And I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so I'm looking at my auntie and I'm like, right now she's talking, she okay, right? It's the shock factor. Did that just happen? And then everybody calling you, so you like, trying to receive the, condolences from everybody, and you answering the phone 50 times, but you still in shock. Because guess what? You ain't really been left to your pain yet. And you in that shock mode, like, man. And everybody's calling me, and they're saying condolences, and they're asking you to kind of reenact that moment. I'm looking for another word, but right now I'll say reenact. So you got to remember it over and over and over again, and that kind of caters to your shock. And then you're hearing it come out, and sometimes it's like, man, my son gone, and you cry a little, but it's like, no, you ain't hear that right. It ain't hit yet. And then you go in busy mode. The ways it come in waves, but it's different forms, right? We go in busy mode, busy, because now you got to plan a funeral, and you got to get everything together administrative wise, and then you got to get everybody together, and it's like you got to plan a big old family function, and you got to do this, you got to do that, and family coming over like crazy first few days. So you're receiving the condolences, and then you go in a busy mode, right? And then there's the funeral. Funeral is where it's like you still kind of in busy mode. It's like, okay, got a show going on, let me get this, and you cry here and there, but it's momentary. It's not even long term yet. It's momentary. Believe it or not, it still has not hit all the way. Cry here and there because you're like, man, I'm actually got to pick out a suit for my son. Man, I actually, in my case, it was my dad, but I picked out the suit for my mom and them. Man, I got to pick out a suit. And I don't care how many times you dealt with this before, it's just different when it's a child or a parent. I had to pick out the suit. I got to make sure the casket's good. I got to do the insurance paperwork. I got to make sure all that is together. I got to tie in people who should be involved as well. I got to get food thought about. I got to hopefully get a team to help me. I got to do all of this. And in the midst of that, you still ain't grieving right. It's coming, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Just a tip. You crying, and oh Lord, don't even be somebody that saw him every day. I'm sorry, let me add significant other. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm gonna add significant other because he was with Tina, so she saw him every day. Okay, every day. Cooked his meals, took care of him. Shout out to my cousin Tina. So add significant other. I'm sorry about that. No shade, no disrespect. I'm just speaking in terms of, the family aspect of it. And my auntie. So more than likely she's going to involve Tina, and then you have this busy bee type situation going on. Hopefully ain't no strife. Sometimes it's a little strife. Most of the time it's a little strife going on. You got this family member got a problem with this being chosen, and that family member got a problem with that being chosen, and this family member jumping in like, shut the F up, and taking up for you. And it's just, you get emotionally drained before you even getting a chance to grieve. So what you're exuberating is nothing near grief. It's just the momentary. And then there's the funeral, and the funeral's there, and everybody's looking at you like, man, she look weird, because she don't seem sad. She seemed like she just busy, and they look traumatized, because you look like, man, you really look like you're okay. And they concerned about you. But what it is you're consumed with the busyness and the administrative stuff that you have to take care and make sure the family good. You go in this selfless mode subconsciously because you're thinking about everybody else, including other close family members. And you're trying to include everybody. Or you might be being selfish. I don't know. That part varies. And then you bury the person. No, you had a funeral. You watch that person in a casket. And you feel like you're in a movie. You feel like you're looking at yourself. You feel like you're looking at a movie screen and you're praying that what you're watching is just a movie. But truth be told, you see a real live corpse and it has the face of your loved one. And you're like, and hopefully you're sidetracked to where you're like, the makeup, you're looking at the makeup, looking at how they're groomed, and you're like, because sometimes that kind of prolongs the grief when you be like, I don't like the way they did the makeup, and I don't like the way they did this. And I think they did my mom really good, the way they made her look. I really think they made her look really good. And I think did her hair the way that she would have liked her hair done. It's just hard seeing her there. Sometimes they look sleep, but it's just hard seeing them there. Right? So then you get home. And still, the repast is going on. So you still distracted. But you get home and a day or so has passed away. And it starts to sit in. And then you are literally numb for a minute. You're numb. You're like, what just happened? What just happened? Did that just happen? It's like you're coming out of a movie. You're coming out of a life-changing experience. And then somehow, form of fashion or another, you end up with possessions of your loved one. Mother, child, significant other. And you, like for me, from my mom, I had moved a lot of her stuff in my house. And I kid you not, as soon as I did all the busy work and I got her stuff in my house, I looked around. My house was kind of cluttered with her stuff. And I bawled. I bawled because I'm like the cemetery yesterday. I shouldn't have to be taking my mama stuff. I was going crazy. I was like, because she had a glass table, something like that. She had a glass table, and I was like, I want to get her glass table because I had broke mine. And I was messing with her when she was alive. I was like, can I have your glass? She was like, no, what am I supposed to use? Because she had a base. But I was like, I want to use your glass since my sister had broke my glass on my mama. But I had her glass finally, and I was like, that's not the way I wanted her glass. That's not the way I wanted her glass. I was like tripping. I forgot that you have that moment too where you are literally like, feel like you going mentally insane, like you going crazy, real life. Well, you start saying things like me, like I said, what is my mama stuff doing here? She need to take her own stuff back. I was going crazy. She need to take her own stuff back. I don't want her stuff. I don't want it. It's crazy, but then you're like, it's my mama's stuff to get it, but you like, I don't want it. That's crazy. Wait, I take that back. So there was a moment before then where I sat on the couch and I was just numb for days. I don't even think I ate. I think the only reason why I got up was to feed my kids, and that's it. I was numb. And then there was the part where the furniture came in. I set it all there, and I sat there and I looked at it and I cried. I bawled for, it felt like days straight. It felt like days straight, but I bawled like crazy. So I'm watching my auntie yesterday, and I'm just like, wow. I could clearly see her in one of those stages. Definitely the beginning stage. And I'm just like, ooh. And she's so strong. And everybody said I was strong, right? Your mama knew you were strong. That's why you had to handle the arrangements. But there comes a time when even the strong ones, man, when they get to they self and have to bear with the idea that this is really what happened. And there you go. I'm late for work. Told them I was up all night. I need a moment. I would have called off, but the problem with that is, one, I ain't got no PTO because I use it all up. And then two, it's only one tech there other than me, so it's like crazy. Yeah, so hopefully work will distract me, but I do need to grieve too. I need to grieve. I believe in grieving, but boy, it's so much easier said than done. Like with my mom, with her death anniversary, when I hold it in, oh my God, I get to doing some things. Even when I don't hold it in, but for the most part, I've been holding it in. It comes out ugly when you do that. Ugly. So I was saying I'm gonna grieve this time. I'm gonna grieve. And I started feeling myself get emotional. Started feeling myself get pissed for no apparent reason. Like other than the fact that I'm like, I want my mama. And I wouldn't even be always thinking about her when it begins. It'll just be, crazy. But listen, Jesus, it's it's horrible. But when I don't grieve properly, oh God, I end up doing something stupid, saying a lot of stuff stupid. And when I come to, it's like I don't even be remembering what I did or said or nothing. People have to remind me. And somebody told me that's exactly what happens with grief, especially when you were when it was a parent or something. But it's tough. So in the midst of me grieving my mom and trying to get that done, I found out my cousin passed away one day before her death anniversary. Really, Cug? I loved that man. My big bro. And then to find out my uncle has cancer, very close uncle of mine. I don't understand this. I don't. This is one of the things I will never be resolved with. But I'll continue to pray and just, what really helps me is just knowing that we're on borrowed time and we're borrowed and we must return to the Father. That's the only thing I feel like I have to get resolved with. Not trying to understand what happened, why it happened, why they got to go. My grief counselor told me when I was doing grief counseling over my mom, she was like, you can't control it. No more than you can control your mother's death. If we could control it, we wouldn't have death, but Yeah. Would never understand it. But I am resolved that it's up to God. And I just hate the fact that some have to suffer. I hate that. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to wrap it up. Looks like my minutes are telling me I only got a few minutes left. But amen, y'all. Pray for me and my family. Bear with me. I put everything on pause while I grieve. Talk to you later. Bye.